Power of 2's already had some crazy eliminations so far, and that's what makes it so hard to predict what's going to happen in the Power of 2, but that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. I'm going to be taking a lot of things into account, like their impact on certain storylines, the fan base they have before, and the fan base they have now around these characters. That's why first-gen characters are definitely going to have an advantage because they've built up a fan base throughout all the years, and there's just more content of the characters out there. I'm basing my prediction and tier rankings on who has the best and worst chance of winning. My tier 5 is the worst chance, and my tier 1 is the best chance. So for my tier 5 of no shot of winning, I have Gady, Robot Flower, Belle, Clock, Bottle, Bommy, and Fanny. The reason why I chose these characters is because the fan base of these characters are not very big, and also they don't really impact the storyline at all, and I just don't see a future of them impacting a storyline. And to survive the Power of 2 voting cell, you need to be pretty relevant in the episodes or no one's going to want to save you. And I just feel like with these characters, they haven't really been in the storyline that much, and they're just kind of going off their likability or dislikability of other characters. And all the characters in this tier either have a one-dimensional personality or they're just pretty bland in general, so they have a lacking fan base and they lack character development throughout the storyline. This next tier are characters with a pretty decent fan base, but have almost been eliminated and just also are kind of bland and don't really have a good chance of winning. And those characters are Golf Ball, Eraser, Tennis Ball, TV, Ice Cube, Rocky, Cake, Price Tag, Book, and Lightning. And the reason why most of these characters are tier 4 and not tier 5 is because they are first generation characters. If you didn't notice, almost all of them are, and they have a pretty decent fan base because they were a first generation character and they have proven personalities in older seasons, so there is some development to be made. But yet again, a lot of these characters that either haven't really had a huge impact on the season or just have gone worse and worse throughout the season. One of the biggest cases being Tennis Ball, considering the fact he's probably a front runner before the season even started, and now he's almost been eliminated and there's really no saving his character. Most of these characters are either bland or annoying, but do have a pretty solid fan base, especially characters like Golf Ball and Rocky. The third tier is either characters who haven't made a huge impact on the season, but not small enough and do have pretty big fan bases, or characters who don't have a huge fan base and have made a pretty big impact on the season. And the characters are Pin, Needle, Barf Bag, Snowball, Basketball, Yellowface, Nickel, and Black Hole. And one of the characters who doesn't have a huge fan base but has made a pretty big impact is Basketball. He almost got eliminated last episode, but has gotten a lot of character development in recent episodes and is definitely a pretty big impact for his team. But the contrary to that, I would say Pin or Needle. I would put Pin a tier below because Pin's character has been really bad this season, but Pin has such a big fan base from BFB and BFDIA, I would still say Pin is tier 3. And again, Needle hasn't really made a huge impact either, but Needle's one of the most loved characters in the whole show, so it makes sense why she doesn't have a huge chance of winning, but I wouldn't be surprised if Needle did end up winning. In this next tier are characters with pretty big fan bases, but I just can't see a world where they can really impact the story of them winning. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if they did win at all because these characters do have a very big fan base. In this tier, I have Puffball, Marker, Grassy, Winner, and Teardrop. But the only reason why Teardrop isn't in a tier above is because I don't know if Teardrop loses. I don't know if they'll just get eliminated. And a lot of these characters could arguably be in the number 1 slot. A lot of these characters have a very good chance of winning, and again, I would not be surprised at all if these characters won. I'm just kind of going off past screen time. Not all these characters have gotten the most screen time in the world except for Teardrop. And I specifically picked my top 5 winner predictions for the last tier, so I could have 5 characters to briefly go over. That is Pen, Coiny, Donut, Pillow, and Tree. Donut, Coiny, and Pen have always had really big fan bases going into the season, but they're only getting bigger throughout the season. And I do think they can really hold big significance in the storyline because they do have a lot of connections with other characters in the show. And going off past winners of other object shows and BFB and BFDI, I feel like these characters just really fit the mold of a winner. It's a relatable personality and not overly nice or a one-dimensional personality, and they do have a lot of friends on the show, so they do build chemistry throughout the show, which makes them more likable. And then Tree and Pillow are the newbies who I have in this tier, and they have impacted the season so much already. They've already accumulated so many fans, and I feel like these two right now just have the best shot out of the new generation. And I do feel pretty iffy about these characters being in tier 1, Tree and Pillow in specific, because they are newbies, but again, they have contributed so much to the storyline, and if it goes on this trajectory, there are no other players I could see winning besides Pillow and Tree, and I do feel like they have the highest peak possibility of winning. But one storyline flaw that character can have, they can get voted out in an episode. Thank you for watching the full video, it does mean a lot. And if you did like this video, please consider checking out my other videos. I do appreciate the support a lot I've been getting recently. I've been growing like crazy, and I've gotten to a point where I never thought I'd even grow this fast. And I just wanted to say thank you to all my subscribers, and content will only be getting better and better.